I can't believe that we're already talking about 2025 horror movies. Like, how are we already here at the end of 2024? Now, am I necessarily looking forward to every single one of these movies? No, not personally, but I report to you, and I'm hoping there's at least a handful of movies on this list that are confirmed for 2025 that you'll be excited about at least. I mean, that made it sound like I wasn't excited about any of them. I am excited about a lot of these. And this video will be broken up into 3 different sections, so you can jump around if you want to. The first part will be all confirmed 2025 dates, so movies that actually have release dates, and then the second part will be confirmed for 2025 in general, and we don't know when they're coming. Maybe we just have the month. And then the third part I'm going to be combining in with my horror news series and talk about recent announcements that are things to be excited about. Could possibly be released in 2025, but not necessarily expecting them to be, but you never know. I have really high hopes with some of these releases. Maybe that is dangerous territory, but I have hope that some of these will definitely be keeping me up at night. Some look very scary, especially the first one. But if that is the case and they do keep me up at night, luckily I'm partnering with Oslo Sleep for this video, and I'm very, very excited about it. So we can all still get a good night's rest, even if these movies do prove to be pretty scary. So Oslo Sleep Buds are science-backed earbuds that comfortably block out any sleep-disrupting noise, but you can also stream anything that you want for falling asleep, whether that be podcasts or music or whatever you like to fall asleep to. They do, however, have their own sleep sounds, which I am a huge fan of personally. They are super comfortable and made with silicone, so they are a perfect fit. They don't stick out, so you are able to sleep on them. So I'm a side sleeper, so I can confirm that these are extremely comfortable even to sleep in, which is a feat in and of itself because I feel like I'm pretty particular about my sleep setup and everything and how comfortable I need to be. Also, these are of course amazing for sleep. They're the Sleep Buds. However, I do also use them while not sleeping. So if I need a little break from the world, you know, I feel like fellow moms can relate. Now, sleep became even more important to me when I became a mom because, as you can imagine, it is somewhat intermittent. Even though my daughter is almost 2, she does still wake in the night. So it's extremely important that I get good quality sleep when I do sleep. I do still get limited sleep. So for me, something like this is so important in making sure my sleep is of high quality. Also, what's really cool about these is they can sense when you actually fall asleep. So say you're listening to a podcast, they will automatically switch over to one of Oslo's sleep sounds. So it'll continue to play throughout the night and block out all sleep disrupting noises. I just think that's so cool. Also, these can block out sound for up to 10 hours when they have a full charge. So you are for sure going to get a full night's worth. So make sure to click the link in my description down below or scan the QR code on the screen here and use my code PBH to get $10 off your Oslo Sleep Buds to make sure you get the best night's sleep of your entire life. So it is actually going to be impossible for me to cover every single movie announcement or release date that we know of as of right now. And again, this is of November of 2024. So there's going to be future announcements and more information, and I'll make sure to update you as we move along. But I wanted to make sure these were on your radar. Some of these come out in January, so that's only 2 months away. So we got to be on top of our calendar and our schedules to make sure we can see these movies. The first one, I'm starting with the one I'm most excited about in 2025. I know that's kind of wild to start out with that one for a January release, and I'm trying to manage my expectations, okay? It's a January release. Usually that is the horror graveyard, but I'm really, really hopeful because this movie sounds so up my alley, and that is a movie called Presence, which comes out January 24th. A family moves into a new house in the suburbs and are convinced that they're not alone. Now, the gimmick with this movie is that it is shot completely from the supernatural entity's perspective. I'm assuming this is like a ghost story, paranormal, supernatural, but to have it be shot from the perspective of the ghost, I think that could be really fun. Now, this is described as like a atmospheric thriller, which to me sounds perfect. Like, that's exactly what I would want from a movie like this. And I'm hoping they lean a little bit more artistic, not super Blumhousey. It's not by Blumhouse, but you know, January movies typically feel a little Blumhouse. Plus, he puts a lot of movies in January as well. Now, I did read that some people walked out of the screenings for this from the film festivals because of its intensity. So I'm not sure I'm not sure. It's a thriller movie, so I just don't know how it could be that intense. We shall see. I am, cautiously optimistic about this one because it just sounds like my kind of movie. Next up, we have a movie called Companion. The trailer is out, but there isn't that much out about the actual story of this movie. But it does look like a story of, love gone wrong of some kind. I mean, it's called Companion, so I'm assuming it's probably like an android AI robot situation. Maybe she is purchased to act as a companion to this man, and it obviously does not go well. This is also described as a thriller, sci-fi thriller to be exact. So again, not sure how much horror we're going to be getting, but the trailer looks really interesting, and it stars Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. I feel like that could be a good combination. I love Sophie Thatcher, especially after watching Heretic. Definitely need to watch Yellow Jackets soon, so don't worry, it's on my list. And this is also produced by Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian, so I'm not sure if he's going to add any of that tone to it, but I'm excited for Companion. Next, I'm actually also very excited about because we are getting a rom-com slasher movie. It has been so long since we got a Valentine's Day slasher a la My Bloody Valentine. Now, this movie is called Heart Eyes, being released on February 7th. For the past several years, the Heart Eyes killer has wreaked havoc on Valentine's Day by stalking and murdering romantic couples. This Valentine's Day, no couple is safe. I'm a sucker for holiday horror movies, okay? If it is a holiday horror movie, I'm all for it because I love watching movies for the holidays, like for the theme of the holiday, you know what I mean? And I just feel like we don't get too many holiday horror movies, and we especially don't get too many Valentine's Day horror movies. If you could think of more, please let me know, but I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be pretty cheesy. It also stars Devon Sawa, so that's exciting. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Heart Eyes. Are you excited? Next up, we have a Stephen King adaptation. No video of movie announcements would be complete without a couple Stephen King adaptations. I purposefully left off a few because I just am tired of reporting those, to be honest, but we do have The Monkey, which I am excited for. I know that doesn't really go into what I was just saying about being tired of Stephen King adaptations, but this movie is directed by Osgood Perkins, one of my favorites. When twin brothers Bill and Hal find their father's old monkey toy in the attic, a series of gruesome deaths start. The siblings decide to throw the toy away and move on with their lives, growing apart over the years. I have not personally read the original short story that this is based on. Maybe I will before the movie comes out or after. I don't know. I am curious. But Osgood Perkins just knows how to do cinema, like artistic, beautiful art house, stunning, beautiful. So I am, again, cautiously optimistic. Next up, we have a movie called Sinners, which comes out March 7. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. A lot of twin brother movies. My partner's a twin, so that's interesting. But I mean, there's only two, but I feel like that's a lot for a story about twins. I don't know. This stars Michael B. Jordan. I believe he plays both brothers in the movie. It has a dual role. And the tagline for this movie is Dance with the Devil. So I'm assuming it's something demonic. Based on my research, I couldn't really tell what kind of evil is waiting for them. So I'm assuming demonic, supernatural of some sort like that. Next, we have the Until Dawn movie adaptation. I am excited about this one. I'm not gonna lie. Even if it's bad, I think I'm really gonna like this one. I love the Supermassive games, love all of them. Ironically, this is the only one I have not played through, but I have watched playthroughs of it. But because I've seen it a lot, my partner and I just decided not to play it, but I really kind of want to. I kind of want to play this. Anyway, this is coming out in April, and this is directed by David F. Sandberg, who did Lights Out. A group spends the weekend in a ski lodge on the anniversary of their friend's disappearance, unaware that they are not alone. I really like this premise. If you've never played the Supermassive games and you're a fan of horror movies, you need to play them because they are basically just horror movies played out. And you just make decisions here and there. There's not a lot of fighting or, anything like that. So great for people like me who don't really play video games, but like to watch them and watch horror movies. Next, we have the long anticipated 28 Years Later. I'm scared. I'm I'm a little bit nervous. Now, we do have the same director who did the originals, who is Danny Boyle. This will be coming out in June, which I feel like is a random month for this movie for some reason. June just doesn't feel like a horror month. You know, it's like the beginning of summer. That's neither here nor there. Now, Cillian Murphy will be returning for this one, and Ralph Fiennes is also in this, which I'm excited about. Okay, so the next couple are ones I'm not excited about at all. Megan 2.0 is coming out in June as well. Couldn't really care less about this one, to be honest. And then we have The Conjuring Last Rites. I have heard this is the last Conjuring movie to ever be made. We shall see. This is coming out on September 5th and will be directed by Michael Chavez, who also did The Curse of La Llorona, The Devil Made Me Do It, The Nun 2, and Billie Eilish's music video, Bury a Friend. So his repertoire, not great. I did enjoy The Curse of La Llorona for what it was, being a cheesy movie within the Conjuring franchise, although people like to disagree that it's not actually part of the universe, but I think it is. I'm just not excited about a Conjuring movie. I'm just not, you know? I feel like Devil Made Me Do It wasn't great. It was like such an average movie that I just don't know what they're gonna do with this one. And I feel like we can put Ed and Lorraine Warren to rest, finally. You know, I feel like they deserve to finally be at rest. And then we are finally getting another Jordan Peele movie. I feel like it's about time. I'm so excited. It's going to be called Him. It was originally going to be called Goat, so the title did change to Him, and this is supposedly supposed to come out on September 19th. I'm really, really hopeful. There isn't a ton of information out about it yet, obviously, because it's coming out in the second part of the year, so we shall see. But anything Jordan Peele, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in theaters for. Saw 11 is coming out also in September. Wish it was coming out in October, but it's close enough to a Halloween release, you know, how they like to do that with the Saw releases. Also cautiously optimistic about this one because I loved Saw 10, and it's going to have Kevin Greutert, who did Saw 10, still directing this one, so I have hope. He has a vision. It's going to be a sequel to Saw 10. We'll see. Saw 11. We're going to keep on going. I thought it might be done, to be honest. Tobin Bell will also be back as John Kramer, so I'm happy about that. That's all I really care about. And then lastly, for confirmed dates that we have, The Black Phone 2, October 17th. Again, this is one I don't really care about. I really don't. I'm sorry. The first one was just so average. I really liked the idea of the grabber as a villain, and I wanted more focus on that, so I'm hoping The Black Phone 2 will do that. But I just was not impressed by the first Black Phone. It wasn't my movie, wasn't for me. But we'll see. I'll keep an open mind about The Black Phone 2. Okay, now we're gonna get into things that are confirmed for 2025, but we just don't have release dates necessarily. First up, Mike Flanagan news. We're going to cover Mike Flanagan for a second because he is busy. He is booked and busy and giving us endless amounts of content. Yes, he is. He has become the Stephen King adaptation guy. I don't know what it is. I'm not necessarily mad at it. If anyone's going to do Stephen King, I feel like Mike Flanagan has a vision for that. I feel like he is honestly the perfect one to do Stephen King adaptations. First up, we have The Life of Chuck, which should be released in summer of 2025. Again, we don't have a date for it yet. Never read it. Don't know anything about it. And then he is going to be doing the Carrie TV series. Not sure we need it, but if anyone's going to do it, Mike Flanagan's our guy, I think. I think he gets it. I feel like he understands Stephen King's vision, and I'm hoping is better than the remake of the movie, because that was god-awful. No offense, Chloe Grace Moritz, but you were not Carrie. You were not Carrie. We need someone who's actually Carrie. Okay. Then he's going to be doing a Dark Tower series. I don't know why we need that one, to be honest. You know, we had the movie, wasn't great. I just don't feel like we need it, you know? I'm tired of Stephen King. And then David Gordon Green is not going to be doing the Exorcist movies, continuing. There was supposedly going to be a trilogy. The first one, not great. Did not do well. People didn't like it, so he dropped out of the other two, and Mike Flanagan took over. So he will be doing the next Exorcist movie, whatever that may be. It's not going to be part of a trilogy or related to The Exorcist Believer at all. So thank God. We're moving on from that. Shelby Oaks. I'm waiting. Shelby Oaks. No rush, Chris Stuckman. But like, I've been excited about this movie for a long time now, and I think we're finally going to get it in 2025. It was supposed to come out in 2024. I'm not sure what happened there. It was delayed to 2025, but we still don't have a date, don't have a time frame as of today filming this video. But of course, this is done by Chris Stuckman, fellow YouTuber. It has found footage elements in it. I'm so excited about it. Like, it looks so good and so my kind of movie. So I'm waiting with bated breath. Like, please, I want to see Shelby Oaks. Final Destination 6, not mad about it. As much as I talk about remakes, reboots, sequels, I will be seated for a Final Destination sequel. Yes, I will be. This is apparently going to follow first responders who escaped tragedy. Now, I know they filmed it, so they're in post-production as far as I remember, I'm pretty sure. So I'm really hoping 2025 is a confirmed year that we're going to be getting this movie. More Alien stuff is coming out. We just had a video game come out. A TV series is going to be released in 2025 called Alien Earth. This is going to be on Hulu, and this is going to be set 3 decades before the first Alien. Now, I'm personally a little bit tired of prequels to Alien, or, you know, just set around the first Alien. It's like, why are we ignoring Resurrection? I feel like we could do a sequel to that. I don't know, maybe it's not necessary, but Alien Earth seemed like a great sequel to Resurrection. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I would like to see that. Alien Earth, the show, will also be produced by Ridley Scott. I love how hands-on he is in the Alien franchise still to this day, so happy to see that. We will be getting Fear Street Prom Queen on Netflix in 2025 at some point. I'm hoping for like a Halloween release. I feel like that would be fun. This is of course based on the book by R.L. Stine. I have mixed feelings about the trilogy, the original trilogy of Fear Street. I liked some parts and I didn't like a lot of it. So I'm just, you know, I'm not sure. I like that it's going to be its own movie instead of like part of a trilogy. I think that I would prefer that personally. So we shall see. And then probably one of my most anticipated projects ever. I've already reported on it before, but I think we're finally going to get it in 2025. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which will be streamed to Netflix. I'm not sure why this isn't getting a theater release, to be honest. I feel like it definitely deserves to be in the theater. I would be there. So we're getting a straight to Netflix, and I don't love that, but maybe Netflix is paying big bucks for this project. I get it. I would too, because it's probably going to be very anticipated. Of course, it's going to star Mia Goth, Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi. It has a great cast, so because Mia Goth's on it, I feel like a lot of people are going to be excited. And then something I'm really excited about, Black Mirror Season 7. I love me some Black Mirror. I love it. I did a whole ranking on all the episodes in a tier list. I will link down below if you want to see that, if you want to know my favorite episodes and all of that. But Season 7 is going to be 6 episodes long. 2 are going to be feature-length episodes, so full-length movies basically, and then one of the episodes is going to be a USS Callister sequel. And then lastly, that we know of for fact for 2025 is a movie called The Ritual, which is a exorcism movie. So this is going to star Dan Stevens and Al Pacino. Interesting. I feel like we're still carrying on the possession exorcism religious horror trope. We're still moving along, so we'll see. I don't really know anything else about it. Okay, now let's get into some announcements that have been released lately of things to look forward to in the future. Again, maybe 2025, possibly push later, who knows, but these are just things that are in the works. Ready or Not 2, Samara Weaving will reprise her role and return for Ready or Not 2. I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping for a 2025 release, but we shall see. Next is Weapons, which is a movie going to be directed by Zach Kreger. Again, he did Barbarian. This is supposed to come out in January 2026. I know we're looking way far ahead, but I'm excited about it. I just wanted to put it on your radar. I love Barbarian, and I enjoy Zach Kreger's ideas and things, so I'm excited to see what he does with Weapons. M. Night posted that he is working on his next movie. I could not be more excited about it. As you know, I'm like his #1 fan, not literally, but you know, I'm very excited about any M. Night movie. Orphan 3 was announced. Isabel Furman will be playing Esther yet again. I'm just not sure if it's going to be as effective the third time. I don't know how they're going to update it to keep it really interesting. I honestly didn't mind the second one, the sequel. It was fine. but again, wasn't really necessary, and I definitely don't feel like a third one is. Next is a zombie horror film. It's been a minute since we've had like good zombies, and it's called Epilogue. It's going to be produced by Mike Flanagan, although I don't know if this is going to be like a straight up zombie movie, because this movie takes place a year after the zombie apocalypse, and this couple is trying to find a cure for their infected daughter. And the couple will be played by Kate Siegel, of course. If it's Mike Flanagan, Kate Siegel's going to be around, and then David Dastmalchian is going to be the other half of that couple. I don't know why I worded it that way, but anyway, I'm excited. The cast, Mike Flanagan, zombies. Yeah. Now, Ridley Scott is said to be working on a new Alien movie. Again, the Alien franchise continuing. That's one franchise I also will be excited about. And now that I've seen all the Alien movies, which I hadn't before this year, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Romulus, incredible, one of my favorite movies of the year. And he is supposedly working on a Romulus sequel, but I don't know if that's like the same project as the next Alien movie. So there are rumors. They could be the same thing. Ooh, the next one I think people are going to be very excited about is called Victorian Psycho. I don't know if that's like a play on American Psycho or not, but Victorian Psycho starring Margaret Qualley. This takes place in a remote Gothic manor, and this woman is caring for children while hiding her psychopathic behaviors or tendencies. It sounds very interesting, a little bit maybe like The Turning. I don't know why I thought of The Turning, like The Turn of the Screw. I think that's what it's called, right? The original story of that. The Turning, the movie, was not great, but it kind of reminds me of that kind of story. I don't really know much else about it, but it sounds great. Gothic horror movie. Yeah. Speaking of Gothic, Brides. This is a movie that is going to be based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, or like a spin of Dracula. It's going to be like a gory Gothic twist on it, and it's going to star Micah Monroe, and she's pairing with the director of Watcher, so I feel like they could really execute that aesthetic of Dracula in like a Gothic story. Terrifier 4, of course, was confirmed, and the director did say that it is going to focus more on Art's backstory, which I'm personally excited about. I really liked Terrifier 3, surprising. I can't believe those words still come out of my mouth, but I really enjoyed it. And I feel like Terrifier 4 focusing more on Art and his backstory sounds great. And then lastly, Scary Movie is coming back, and honestly, I'm excited. The Wayans brothers did say that they announced that they were going to bring back Scary Movie. I just feel like there's so much they could work with. Like, oh my gosh. So when the original Scary Movies came out, I actually hadn't seen a lot of Scary Movies, which I know, can you believe that? So I didn't love them, and I wasn't really a fan of parody movies or satire or even comedy much at the time, but now I'm excited, especially if they cast Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega. I feel like that could be funny if they put them in Scary Movie. They did say they would do it. So, Wayans brothers, you could do the funniest thing ever. Now, of course, like I said, there are a few more announcements here and there. I just could not continue. Like, I can't just film forever and talk about these on end, but I wanted to talk about the big ones that I'm excited about, ones I think you'll be excited about. And again, there's probably other Stephen King adaptation announcements. I don't really know. I don't really care. To be honest, I'm tired. But anyway, there you have it. I hope you have a bunch added to your list of anticipated movies in 2025 and even 2026. We are looking that far into the future. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all of these, which ones you're most excited about. Leave a comment down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.